So picking up where we left off last time, that sucked. And you know what the worst part about it is? Yeah, that wasn't there before. Gonna put the headliner up there completely. I was able to find, I got my old visors, I got a couple of the handles. So I have some things to actually get it up there and mounted. Still have to trim out a couple of those holes. Gonna knock that out real quick. Then we'll work on putting sort of the rest of the interior together. So this is fun. Got one screw in out of like 20. Oh, fun stuff. Put the handles on the wrong side, like an idiot. Whew, that's a lot of hard, annoying work. Headliner's up. I was able to find my old pillars. So I got the old C's here. These are the new A's because they're nicer than the old A's. And I got the B's as well. I wrapped them many years ago. And a decent job. What I really need to do is, typical E36, all the tabs on the back of the A pillars are broken. And that's of course how they actually hold on. So I need to make some new tabs. Take ABS plastic here and bond it on. And that should be good enough so it'll slot in there and hold it in place. Just like that. We'll leave it clamped on there for a day or so. Hopefully that'll hold it nice. That one's just kind of a pile of glue at the bottom. We'll see if it holds. If not, really, I think one is all I really need. So we wait for those to dry. Gonna give the C pillars just a quick clean up because they've been sitting for, I couldn't even tell you, probably a decade. Yes sir, like new. Let's throw them in the car. Oh, and easier and better than expected. It's looking so much better in there. Good progress with the headliner in the car and the C pillars. Got to throw the A pillars in, but first I need to drop this off at the powder coater. I think I decided the color. Really going back and forth between two, but I think I decided on the color, and I think it'll work well with the rest of the car and maybe some future accent parts. I don't know. We'll see. I got to load it up. Got the roll bar dropped off. Obviously it's no longer in the bed, so now it's just a waiting game. As with everything else, everybody's like backed up. So he said like 2 to 3 weeks, but the sooner the better. But in the meantime, we got some other stuff to do to the E36 and the E30. One thing I did want to mention to you guys, if anyone is interested in a dash cam, Asdome sent me out this super nice kit, the M550. Has a big old screen on the back, attached to your windshield, super simple. I was going to put it in the E36 when I had the pillar and everything out so I could run the wiring, but then I broke the windshield. So I don't want to put it on the windshield just to have to pull it off. So for now, I'm going to put it in the ZR2. But as you can tell, it comes with literally everything. It comes with the SD card. It comes with a separate camera you could put wherever you want. Another camera that attaches to the side if you want to view yourself, which I'm actually not going to use that. I'm going to go stick it in the ZR2 and we'll see how this works. Now what's nice is it just slides on and off as well, and that nice mount. So if for some reason you want to take it off, put put it in another car, super easy and simple to do that. Now for now, I'm just gonna simply plug it in. I'll run the wire later so it looks nice and hidden.
Please format SD card.
And luckily in the ZR2, the cigarette outlet is key operated, so that means every time I turn the truck on, it starts recording automatically, which is awesome. Tons of settings inside that you can mess with. It's got like a valet mode, it's got like a security mode, it has all sorts of stuff. So link in the description box below, check it out. Seems like a really quality unit, and in this day and age, it's always nice to have video footage if you unfortunately happen to be involved in a crash. And not only does that mount come off super easily, the camera is actually mounted magnetically. You can actually pop the whole thing off real easy and then just stick it right back on there. Awesome unit. Now I still didn't drill the holes in the rear seat delete yet, but I have a new tool, I guess a set of tools. So I got some transfer screw punches. So basically what these are, if you aren't aware, just thread into your hole and they have a little sharp point at the top. So I'll thread these in, smack the actual rear seat delete, and that'll mark exactly where I need to drill the holes in the plastic seat delete itself. I'm going to do that for the top on the rear partial shelf, and then the bottom where I drilled those new holes and added rib nuts. Left basically a perfect dimple on each of them, so I know exactly where to drill. Makes it way easier. There we go, 2 holes. They look pretty even, so I might end up enlarging these just a tad for final install, so there's a little bit of wiggle room. Now I just have to do the same thing for the back piece, and then wait for the roll bar to get powder coated, throw it all back in without damaging anything, which is gonna be a nightmare, and then find someone to replace my windshield. A little bit of change of plans in the rear. I actually can't use those transfer punches because they're too short to go through where I have it and the partial shelf. So what I'm actually gonna do, I've got just regular M5 button head screws here. I'm gonna take a Sharpie. This is like a very wet Sharpie, so hopefully the paint will stay wet. I'm gonna make the tops of those pretty wet and then press this down on top of that. Hopefully the white paint transfers over. We'll see. Oh, it did work. Sweet. That worked darn near perfectly. Sweet. Let's drill them out. There we go. 4 nice holes at the top. So now everything is fully prepared for the roll bar. So we're just gonna wait for that to show up and then we'll finalize the install. Pretty excited. Oh wait, I forgot. My A-pillars. I gotta install them because the glue is dried. I actually let them sit for like 3 days. I'm hoping they just plop right in. Fingers crossed. Son of Change of plans, boys. I'm actually going to utilize this hole up here on both sides, put a rib nut in there and hold it because the sides of this are broken and I lost one of my tabs already. It's not grabbing, so it's kind of pulling away and it doesn't look good. So I'm going to use that hole that's already there. I think that should turn out pretty nice. And it shouldn't look like painfully obvious or ugly. I'm going to use black screws. I'm going to use the threaded punch again. I don't know if you guys are able to see that. Got just the smallest little divot there. Just a wee little hole there. shouldn't really be noticeable. And I've got some nice black cap screws. You shouldn't really even be able to see this. It's gonna blend in pretty well. Sorry about that. Didn't mean to knock you guys over. Now I did change the position a little bit. I couldn't get to this one up here because I couldn't get the rib nut tool in there. So this is where I wound up putting it. Hopefully this will hold it nice and even and flush. Oh, that's way better already. That's it, boys. That thing is nice and solid on there. You see how it drew this up top, because that was sticking out before. And this, you can hardly even see it. I'm super happy with how that came out. Just have to do it over there now. Screw those stupid freaking clips, guys. Don't even bother fixing them. This is the way to do it. Oh, I'm so pumped about that. I'm pumped about this whole freaking interior. Super pumped. If anyone wants some good condition black E36 rear seats, let me know. I've got everything. I even have the side bolsters too. They're in good shape, not perfect, but pretty good shape. I'll sell them cheap. Well, I'm really happy with how those A-pillars turned out, how the headliner turned out, the C-pillars, all that. I mean, the interior is finally coming together. It looks like an absolute wreck right now. I have parts scattered everywhere. The whole inside is a mess. I literally just have crap everywhere. See, the E30 is getting some solid work done to it too. But I am gonna wrap up this video. I'm not gonna wait, 2 or 3 weeks for the roll bar to come in and then install it and then add it to this video. So whenever that comes in, that should be the next video on the car. If it's not, I'm planning on making a custom intake for it. I mentioned before the intake air temperature is pretty high on the car based on the design of the intake. I'd like to do that now that I have the TIG welder. I ordered up a bunch of product to be able to, well, TIG weld. So I'm gonna attempt to make a custom intake. Thanks for sticking around, guys. We'll see you in the next video.